Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Oliver Pils. I'm the Mayor's Policy Secretary, and I'll be moderating this event. This is a bilingual event. Our Hungarian speakers will be speaking in Hungarian, and our international speakers in English. Simultaneous interpretation is available. Please ask my colleagues for a headset if you wish to use one. Tisztelt Hölgyeim és Uraim, köszöntöm.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome everybody. The language of the press conference will be English and Hungarian, and my colleagues will help you with the headsets if you want to listen to the translation.
For being here today, and a very warm welcome to this international press conference hosted here in the council chamber of the Budapest City Hall. We are truly encouraged by the high level of local and international interest, and at the same time we must express our regret that due to space limitations, many journalists who wish to attend in person could not be accommodated and are following us online instead. For the sake of our live broadcast, we kindly ask the photographers to remain on the sides of the room. We are here today under exceptional circumstances. As many of you know, the Hungarian government attempted to ban this year's Budapest Pride March. In a strong and symbolic response, the municipality of Budapest has decided to organize the event as a municipal event, taking a firm stance in support of equality and human rights. The city of Budapest has invited its international partners and allies to join the Pride March as a show of solidarity. Tomorrow, we will have over 70 members of the European Parliament, national MPs from several countries, multiple ministers, mayors and city leaders, as well as prominent representatives of international organizations. We also expect this year's Budapest Pride to be the largest it's ever been. With this in mind, let me introduce our speakers. First, our host, Mr. Gergely Karácsony, Mayor of Budapest. From the European Commission, we have Ms. Hadja Labib, European Commissioner for Equality, Preparedness and Crisis Management. We're joined by Mr. Nicolae Ștefănuță, Vice President of the European Parliament. We would have loved to have all three European institutions represented, but the only member of the European Council who is in Hungary is working on banning Budapest Pride. However, we have Mr. Máté Hegedűs, spokesperson of Budapest Pride, who partnered with the Budapest City Hall through a public interest commitment, közérdekű kötelezettségvállalás, and will be coordinating tomorrow's march. We will begin with brief remarks from each of our participants. Afterward, there will be a short opportunity for questions. However, due to the large number of journalists present, we kindly ask that each person limit themselves to one question only. Please also kindly note that Commissioner Labib will need to leave the event at exactly 4:15, so we ask your understanding and cooperation in keeping to the schedule. And now, I would like to give the floor to the Mayor of Budapest, Gergely Karácsony.
Jó napot kívánok!
So, good afternoon. Let me welcome everyone at the municipality council room, and in the biggest room of the municipality, and I'm very happy that you are here, and I'm very sorry that even in this largest room we weren't able to accommodate all of you who want to participate at this press conference. Recognition for us that there's such a huge interest, but we know that in the case of such a small country as Hungary, when the international press follows the events with such great interest, means two things. One is that something excellent, something marvelous is happening, or something terribly wrong is happening. When at the beginning of the year, Mr. Viktor Orbán presented that or proclaimed that he wants to ban Budapest Pride, we thought that something really bad is happening in Hungary, although we got used to it because in the last 15 years, many steps have been taken by the Hungarian government, which have been the predecessors of this difference. Hungary, for the last 15 years, has not been at the forefront of promoting democracy. but has become the laboratory of breaking down this. So the European Union considers that the government has destroyed the legal status of the country. But the banning of the Pride is also the peak of something else, because instead of doing real governance, the government has been fighting against an enemy against whom they have to protect people. So the homeless, refugees, or George Soros, they have been fighting constant wars in, so to speak, protect Hungarian people from something that they would not have had to worry about. So this time it is the members of the sexual minorities who are the targets. So I still believe that although these are sad and bad things, but it seems like the government has calculated wrong, because something really great is happening. The Hungarian civilian society and the Hungarian electors and the Hungarian citizens do not want this. So against or despite the homophobic campaigns, the acceptance of sexual minorities has increased. And by banning Budapest Pride, especially the large majority of Hungarian or Budapest electors do not agree with this. So in recent years, the municipality of Budapest have had a lot of political arguments, debates with the government, and we believe that there should be no first and second-class citizens. So we decided to stand by this event, and instead of the banned Pride event, the Budapest municipality will organize this to express that no one can be discriminated against the way they were born. So international solidarity is a wonderful thing as well. It's not only you who are curious about what's going to happen at the Pride March tomorrow. Approximately 30 different countries will be represented, mayors, European Union representatives, so all those committed by the European values will be here with us. And I think it was very distinctly established that no discrimination can be experienced by people with sexual minority and cannot be banned such events. So this case belongs to all of Europe, because if in a European member country the Pride March can be banned, then no European electors can feel safe. So this case has become a European case, a European affair, and no one can be a second-class citizen in Hungary or in the European Union. So all the rights on which the European unity was built, these are uniform and indivisible. So Hungarian citizens cannot be worth less than the citizens of Europeans in other European member countries. Therefore, the municipality itself of Budapest will organize this event, which we call Budapest Pride Freedom. And international name is Budapest Pride. So a few decades ago, the Hungarian parliament made the decision about the last Saturday of June will be the day of Hungarian freedom, because in 1991, that was the time when the Soviet troops left Hungary forever. And when the Soviet troops left, then the despotic policy or politics have disappeared, which we don't want to have back in our country. country, and that is why it is the best occasion to have this celebrated together with our European friends and the members of the sexual minorities and those who take solidarity with this event. So regarding this, I'd like to make it very clear that the local government events are not affected by the legislation, like the right of assembly. The municipalities are not subject to this, so the police has only one task tomorrow, which is a very serious task, that those who are present at the events organized by the municipality to guarantee the safety and security. So although we know that there are very few of the counter-protesters, but being encouraged by the government, maybe they will be louder. So I think our allies in Europe to be here, and thank you very much to the Vice President also that we can confirm our belief that Europe is the home or is based on human rights and solidarity. So when pride is banned in a European country, then another group could be discriminated against and everything will fall apart, which is meant by European dream of all the countries. So thank you very much for being here and standing by and supporting the event, which is about solidarity and freedom. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Now I'm pleased to invite Commissioner Hadjalabib to deliver her remarks.
Thank you, and I would like to start by thanking the Mayor of Budapest, dear Gergely. Thank you for your invitation to this Budapest Pride Freedom, and thank you for your courage. This weekend, all eyes are on Budapest. And yes, you are on the spotlights. And I'm delighted to see so many journalists and a crowded audience that it means that it is an important event that is organizing here. And your city is shining in all its diversity. And it is for me a celebration of LGBTIQ people here in Budapest and everywhere in the world. And that is why it was so important for me to be here today to celebrate this date with you. It is also a celebration of the incredible diversity of our humanity. You know, in all their colors, their shapes, their size, their belief, their culture. And just as no two fingerprints are the same, no two people are the same. And to try to make them the same just doesn't make sense. And I would call this diversity the soul of our European Union. Over decades, we have built our union, a European home, brick by brick, and we will protect it brick by brick. And dear Gergely, I'm sure you would agree with me, this is bigger than one Pride celebration, one Pride march. It is about the right to be who you are, to love who you want, whether it is in Budapest, in Brussels, or anywhere else. So as a EU Commissioner for Equality, I'm here today in Hungary just as I would be in any other member state to uphold our values of freedom, equality, and human dignity. And you know, as a member of the same family, the European family, we are friends. And I come to Budapest as a friend to say to my Hungarian neighbors, and between friends you can be frank, we can be frank. We all join our union, not just because of the markets, not just because of interest, but because of the values we share. the values of freedom, of tolerance, of inclusion. And so I'm here to meet with ministers, Hungarian ministers, Hungarian Minister of Justice. I requested a meeting with him, and because it's important to engage with each other and to know, even if we don't agree, how we can find a way to uphold our union and our values. And my message is very clear. It is not acceptable to think that LGBTIQ people are not the same or are not alive of equal values. And you know, the EU is not neutral on hate. We cannot stay passive. We cannot tolerate what is intolerable. Today, our values are being tested here in European Union and everywhere in the world. So these attacks are part of a wider push to roll back progress and undo the rights that generations before us fought for. The right to gather peacefully, it is one of those rights. It must be protected and upheld across the European Union. Anti-LGBTIQ laws and movements only lead to division, discrimination, and fear. And today, unfortunately, more and more LGBTIQ plus people are facing hate and harassment in their daily lives. And this, we will not accept it. This is why we will keep fighting to protect and expand the rights and freedom for everyone, including our LGBTIQ plus community. And there is no going back. There is no going back. There is only a way forward by preparing a new LGBTIQ plus strategy. We are about to deliver this new LGBTIQ strategy beginning of the year or at the end of this year, and this strategy will focus on tackling violence and hate-motivated harassment online and offline, and putting an end to conversion practices. And we are here also to weight the civil society, because we are well aware that there is a lot to do. So we need everyone on board. And that is why I'm also meeting with members of the Hungarian civil society to hear their concerns and express our full support to their vital work. We are ramping up our support because civil society organizations are key partners in advancing LGBTIQ plus rights in the EU. And we want to boost the dialogue between the Commission and the civil society and get them more and more involved in policy and decision making. We have also a robust budget, so we walk the talk. I mean, it's not only words. We come here also with a budget to support the civil society through the SURF program. We have 1.5 billion euro. This is the largest ever dedicated to promoting EU values. So when we have already supported more than 5,400 civil society organizations across Europe and beyond. And you can count on me to be a strong advocate to maintain this budget for the next MFF. And one more important thing, as we all know, lasting progress will also be built on strong national foundations. So we will continue to work with our member states to develop their LGBTIQ plus strategies. And Hungary, I'm here with you to support you. And to conclude, dear friends, today, you know, it is the LGBTIQ plus community. But tomorrow, it could be anyone else, for any reason, and under any pretext. So let's not be fooled. History shows us that there is always a good reason to discriminate. So, dear Gergely, thank you again for your fight and maybe for being so stubborn and for your warm welcome to this beautiful city of Budapest, even more beautiful in this color of the Pride. Thank you again.
Thank you, Madam Commissioner. We're grateful for your powerful message and your presence. Next, I invite the Vice President of the European Parliament, Nicola Stefanutzen, to take the floor. Niku, over to you.
Köszönöm. Jó napot kívánok, sziasztok, Niku Stefanutzen vagyok, Európai Parlament képviselő és a Parlament alelnöke. Erdeiből jövök.
And also a Vice President of the European Parliament. I'm coming from Szeben, and I speak a little bit of Hungarian. And I have so many Hungarian friends in Transylvania. I changed to English now.
Like at home, not only as a Transylvanian, but also as a European, as a Vice President of the European Parliament. I've been sent by our President, Roberta Metsola. I've been sent to represent the over 70 members of the European Parliament and close to 130 staff members who are here today, which is the largest delegation of the European Parliament to a member state event that concerns human rights. And this is a powerful message. It's a powerful message, and I'm very glad to be joined here on stage with Mayor Karácsony and the Commissioner Labib to deliver one common strong message. When we joined the European Union, all of us, we signed the Charter of Human Rights. And we took over not only rights, but also obligations to take care of minorities. I come from Transylvania. I grew with minorities in my mind, with the fact that we are diverse, that we are not all the same, that some speak other languages, that some behave differently, that they have another culture, have another orientation. And this is good. This is the beauty of the European Union. This is what makes us rich. So once we start making exceptions, overriding these rules that we all signed to, we might end up in a situation where the European Union loses its soul, its values. What are we about? Are we then only about money and commerce? Or are we a continent that shares values and helps each other? And that brings me to solidarity. We are here because we wanted to be in solidarity with the people of Budapest, with the people of Hungary, not with the mayor, not with a certain event, but with the people, because we are maybe 200 foreigners, but on the streets tomorrow, there might be 50,000 Hungarians. Hungarians, eredeti magyarok, true Hungarians. So it is not the European Union pushing some sort of propaganda. It is the European Union standing by its brothers and sisters, being together in their moment of need. In addition, the right to assembly. This is a basic right of what is called a democracy. If more than 50,000 people want to attend something that is peaceful, that is loveful, that is the ultimate definition of what we have as a right to assembly. It is their will. Nobody's forcing them to come. Nobody's forcing them to go on the street. It is their will and is their constitutional right, both in the Hungarian constitution as well as in the European law. I would like to say that the police and the institutions of the state have a duty to protect the citizens, It's as clear as possible, and we have been fighting for this. I think it's part of normalcy that the institutions of the state take care of their citizens, of these 50,000 Hungarians who are your children, who are your relatives. They are not foreigners. I am a father, and I would like my daughter to be able to protest on the street, to be able to show love on the street. They are not aliens. They are your children, your relatives, your blood. In addition to this, I would like to say that this has been an event that has been going on for 30 years, if I understand correctly. And as a fellow Eastern European, I know what 30 years, 35 years ago means. It means when we are finally able to breathe again, to express ourselves again. It was a beginning. So now there are forces in this country who want to put an end to that beginning. I say to these forces that they might be seeing a beginning of their end. And let us not go down that path. Let us not go down the path of hatred. Let us keep the path of love. A Pride is an event that speaks about love. It is a celebration. It is something that we should worth cherishing. So I'm very, very honored to be here and represent the institution, represent the people of Europe, and represent all of you here in the room. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. And now let me give the floor to Máté Hegedűs, spokesperson of Budapest Pride.
Köszönöm szépen, és üdvözlöm a sajtó munkatársait, a Budapest Pride szervezői és a Szivárvány Misszió Alapítvány nevében. A Budapest Pride 2001 óta, 24 éve
organization, so since 2021 it's a feminist, anti-racist organization, and our main aim is to build, to present, to make the LGBTQ community visible. So since the 1990s, regularly every year, we organize the event, then the march, and that the only time that we did not have the march is during the COVID times when we had an online event. So this year's events have been planned since 2023. We were really expecting the celebration on the 30th anniversary. So 28th of June of 2025 is not only going to be the day of Hungarian freedom, but it's the 56th anniversary of Stromboli Revolt. This event was one of the important milestones of LGBTQ community. So our slogan this year is that we are at home. By this, we want to draw attention that LGBTQ people are the integral parts of Hungarian society, just as any other people. In our history, in our culture, this is where we belong. We have had, we are having, and we will have place for the LGBT community. Our community is not imported from the West, and it's not propaganda, it's not an ideological product. LGBTQ people do not live only in Budapest, but all of Hungary, and we welcome everybody at this march, where we will stand by every LGBT people, so they can be born in major cities or in the small villages. As I mentioned, we are celebrating the 30th anniversary. We haven't had any problems with the event. We have worked together with the police in most cases, in most years, and they have been very helpful in holding the event. For this year's anniversary, we had many important events like a short story collection, and it's called the Taste of the Land, My Homeland in our mouths. We also organized an international conference for rights, and very important participants, experts as well as activists participated. There were panel discussions and workshops. So our community festival this year, 33 embassies have issued statements supporting our events. And when Mr. Viktor Orbán said at the beginning of the year not to worry about organizing this event this year, I was a bit taken aback. I was a bit disappointed, but we kept on working on organizing and implementing this event. And when the municipality offered their assistance, we accepted it, and we were very happy January when we announced that we would organize this event together. So this is not only from our minds, but several big cities like Brussels, Ljubljana, Paris, and other places where the municipalities work together with the citizens. Also help us. So we expect the police to accept that this is not just an assembly, but this is an event organized by the municipality, and to protect the participants from the extreme right activists who could pose a danger. So in previous years, we experienced that these activists, these extreme right extremists, try to stop and make the march impossible. So we ask the participants to join us tomorrow from 2 p.m. in the Városháza Park, and from 2 p.m. to proudly march with us for the rights of LGBTQ people, and also for the right for every Hungarian person to march freely and to stand by their rights. And we expect everybody at the the Danube Bank for the final event, and it is not from public funding, but from the donations of people.
Thank you, Mate. We are truly grateful for your courage and activism. We will now open the floor for questions. As mentioned earlier, we kindly ask that each journalist limit themselves to one question to ensure that as many voices as possible are heard. My colleagues will help out with the microphones.
Köszönöm, György Gabriella vagyok, RTL híradótól. Kérdezném a főpolgármester urat. Ugye a 64 vármegye mozgalom lefoglalta a Városháza Parkot, ami a
64 counties, 64 vármegye have actually booked the place and where the march would go through, and Brussels and 77s were brought together. They were thankful for that, and with global companies, and they said by this they can have the feeling of a real freedom fight. So what do you think about these words? Thank you. Well, I don't think much about these words because these are stupid, and essentially the situation is that the Hungarian police bans standing by human rights and rights of assembly and allows extreme right demonstrations, then that is really bad certificate, so to speak, for Hungary. So obviously these extreme right organizations have organizations which is the abuse of such rights. So the area belongs to the municipality. So police in recent years have professionally managed the organization, extreme right-wing organizations, to keep them away from such demonstration. Of course, everyone can have their opinion and march and assemble together. So obviously the demonstrations that have been announced, they are not by something, but against something. So the police very correctly, these announcements have not been accepted by the police. So for the moment we don't have any information whether it's going to be allowed. But if the police has the fatal error of having the certificate, so to speak, of not being able to assemble in a free manner, then parallel events, the two different events will have to be separated from each other. And I'm sure that a few dozens of extreme right-wing demonstrators will not endanger the event as it is if it's handled by the police the same way as it has been for
Hutter Marian vagyok a Magyar
Mariana
Hangtól. Én
Hutter
maradnék
from
a biztonság
Hungarian Sound, Magyar
kérdésénél.
Hang.
A rendőrség tegnap közleményt adott ki, és ebben azt írták, hogy nem tudják, önök, mint szervezők, milyen biztonsági intézkedéseket fognak tenni, hiszen nem egyeztettek a rendőrséggel. Látják ilyenek a rendőrséggel való egyeztetésnek a kérdésben, és milyen konkrét biztonsági intézkedéseket hoznak önök, mint
the
szervezők.
municipality have done. So what kind of measures you are going to do? So I'd like to share the answering with Mate, but of course the municipality and the NGOs who are our partners have experience in the area of safety, and we will do everything we can. But the police have been notified, we have announced the events, and the police are fully aware of which public areas these events will be done, and the police has the information about where other events have been announced as trolls. So it is their responsibility to solve this. So if there is no specific political instruction not to adhere to the constitutional measures or rights by the police, then I have no reason to doubt that the police will handle this. More than 200 volunteers will follow the march who have been prepared. They are participating in very serious participation on how to act, and of course we will also supplement this by other safety measures. So since 2009 there have been no metal barriers, so we know that we have had many safe marches, and we are sure that they are going to assist us.
I'm Cecilia Grolder from the Swedish television, SVT, and I have a question for Mr. Mayor. The government, the Justice Minister, has warned you personally. There is a risk you might have to go to prison for a year. What are your feelings about that?
Remélem látja az arcomon, hogy mit érzek ezzel kapcsolatosan.
On my face what I feel about this.
Érdemes tudniuk, hogy az elmúlt hónapokban
that in the last few months the municipality have had a lot of different legal debates. There was also pre-purchasing financial matters of a big piece of real estate, and we also have very sharp debates where the arguments of the government have been defeated. And of course, we don't have time to describe them in detail, but you would have fun listening to the details. But as a matter of fact, I was thinking about what would happen if the words of the Minister of Justice would be kept, because I cannot take this threat seriously. I would be able to spend more time with my family. So the municipality's event, this event is the event of the municipality, which supplements Budapest Pride, but it's not the same. So people in this spirit will be going to the Budapest Pride, but in reality they will go to the event organized by the local government. Or of course, the minister can look at the different acts. They can also look at the ombudsman's statements, but these government declarations, there may be a few more, I think will actually attract a crowd never seen before. So, Mr. Terén from Barkos, I'd like to...
That if this law doesn't change within a year in Hungary, what can the European Parliament do against Hungary or the government of Hungary?
The LGBT, the pride banning, right? Yeah. So already we had a debate in Strasbourg about the banning of pride, because we see it not as much an interference on human rights, we see it as such, but also on the right of assembly and also on the fundamental rights, which are part of Article 2 of our treaty. Each member state, when they sign joining, they charge themselves to respect human rights and to respect certain obligations. Now you also have the commissioner here. For the moment we had the debate, we didn't have a resolution, but people in Brussels are looking into this very seriously, because it is not a trifle. It's not just anything. I know that Hungarians don't want, to lose European money, and I'm not going to make such threats. For me as a Romanian, it's important that the resilience money get to the streets, to the hospitals, to things like that. However, we all have obligations as well as benefits from our membership. So if this doesn't change, obviously there will be consequences, because we are part of a common law space. Your Hungarian laws are to be taken together with the European laws. And if they are broken, that means that we don't respect the European Union part of the deal.
Oh. Hello.
But it's open. Yeah. I can't.
Closer a little bit closer.
Now it's so. So I just want to add that the Commission referred Hungary to the European Court of Justice in 2022 over the so-called child protection law, and we believe that this law discriminates against people on the basis of their sexual orientation and gender identity. And the Advocate General has given his opinion, and it is quite clear. I have it here. This is a real landmark case. He says that, I have it, so he thinks that this law is based on the conviction that LGBTIQ plus lives are not equal, which is clear infringement of our Article 2 of the treaty. So we are waiting now for the advisement, the court advisory. So the judgment, sorry, we are waiting for the judgment of the court.
Okay. Hello, this is Polish TVP World. I have one question for Madam Commissioner and one for the Mayor. Madam Commissioner, you said that the Commission would be giving 1.5 billion euros in aid to civil society, but right now Hungary is trying to pass a legislation on foreign-funded organizations and effectively curbing the voice of independent media and civil society. If they pass this kind of law, how do you expect to deliver this kind of support, financial support to civil society? Because from what I understand, it can also entail money that comes from the EU. And from Mr. Mayor, I would just like to ask about the state of Chinese facial AI recognition tools that would have been used if people were to come to the banned Pride. Now it's organized by the municipality, but is this still an issue? Would they be using these kind of facial recognition tools to spot any persons that will be coming to the Pride? Thank you.
So the 1.5 billion euro is delivered following the SURF program. So it is something that is already existing since many, many years. And nowadays we are, as I said, consulting all stakeholders, NGOs from all the European Union for helping them, to prepare our strategies. LGBTIQ plus strategy is one of them, but we have also gender equality and so on. So it's for all the associations, civil society, NGOs everywhere in Europe. And we are monitoring this law on transparency in public life. It is the one you refer. And as you know, it is my colleague, Magra, which is Commissioner for Justice, Rule of Law and Democracy, who is monitoring very closely, while we fully respect sovereignty of national parliamentary process in member states. The Commission calls for the draft law on transparency in public life to be withdrawn from the legislative process in Hungary. So our ask is very clear. We ask the Hungarian government to withdraw. But if it is adopted on its current form, the draft would constitute a serious breach of EU principles and law. So we can't be more clear. Thank you.
Szeretném még egyszer megerősíteni, hogy azok az érvek, amelyek
once again that these arguments which are included in the government statements. This means nothing but Fidesz, the ruling party, made a fatal mistake by banning the Pride March, and right now they are trying to make statements as a kind of mitigation to take away the willingness and the motivation of the Hungarian citizens to take part in the march. There will be no penalty or no retortion of any kind for those citizens who will come to our march. As a mayor of Budapest, I safeguard you and I give you all the support with our security organization and with the NGOs. But anyone who knows what is the current status of the public services, it is a major achievement. If a train leaving Budapest for the Lake Balaton and it will get there by the end of the day, this is a major achievement. And this was just a small example. There are many more and much more serious faults and failures. Speaking about the penalties and the fines which may be meted out to the participants of the march, I already heard the Prime Minister speaking about this yesterday, but I hope that the Pride March tomorrow will be remembered. It's a historical event. Here TV News, Mr. Mayor, and your body for several months you've been organizing the event to take place tomorrow. You spoke about a political mistake on the side of the Fidesz government, ruling party, and you also said that this is then the Pride March tomorrow. Do you think that it is going to be a political issue? The greatest opposition party is not making a statement regarding this. So what do you think? This is a political event, and what do you think about the silence of the TISA party? There is an extremely harmful element to the political balance in Hungary, setting politics which is done by evil people in dark rooms and which is terribly, terribly wrong. Maybe the Hungarian politics in certain political camps, this may be the case, as I described, but politics, I think, is the most noble arena of social cooperation. It is politics if people stand by a free country, of free Hungary. It is not party politics. It is much more important. The event tomorrow means much more. We want to make a statement that we are free. Everyone is free tomorrow in the event, or nobody is free. It is not my role to interpret which party were making statements or which did not. I'm not a party politician. I'm the mayor of Budapest and made the loyal oath to live for the city, work for the city, and this is the loyal oath which I'm observing.
Molnár from
police is investigating at the moment whether the Magyar so this counter-protest organization trying to block a bridge. Do you want to make anything in this regard to stop them from blocking the bridge? We do whatever we can, says the mayor, but the fundamental task rests with the police. If there is going to be any modification of the route but to make it safer, this is not ruled out. Please watch the news. This can be made the last minute. You can rest assured that we will have the march and everything else is going to be seen tomorrow. Thank you.
Hi, Max Guerriera for Politico.
Sorry, just a moment.
Thank you. It is important to highlight that there were a number of protests banned by the police, where a member of the parliament he wanted to block more than one bridge. And if the police is permitting this organization or the MP to block one or more bridges, then this means that this is absolutely not a level field.
I have a question for Madam Commissioner. Clearly, for Prime Minister Viktor Orban, this event is banned, right? And yet you're here to represent the Commission. So I was wondering, what is it exactly that the Commission and the President of the Commission want to convey to Orban? Are you challenging his governance? Is that what's going on? And perhaps a quick question for Mr. Stefanuta. If you receive a fine after marching tomorrow, will you pay for it? Thank you.
The Commission's position is very clear, and our President, Ursula von der Leyen, had a very strong message. Yesterday, you can find it on her social media. She asks to Orban's government to withdraw this ban and to change his opinion and to allow this pride. So I can't be more clear again. We are here with you. We stand with the LGBTIQ+ right community. It is a core value to gather peacefully, to be who you are, to love who you are. These are the core values that generations before us have built brick by brick, and we are not going to allow any kind of regression from one of our member states.
Yes, thank you for your question. We are dignitaries, but we are not above the law. So indeed, to your question, if that is the way that Rendersheg will apply, then I will obviously pay. But our view is that a gathering of citizens cannot be unlawful. Banning such a gathering is unlawful. Banning the Pride is unlawful. Banning 60,000 young people or of all ages who just want to say love is and cannot be, in relation to our treaties, something that is lawful.
Good afternoon. I'm here. Martin Denay from the Financial Times. Commissioner Labib, will you participate in the march tomorrow? And if so, what's your rationale? And if not, why not? Thank you.
Yeah, you know, my place is here as a friend of Hungary. And, you know, in 2022, I was the first, Belgium was the first country to support the procedure on justice started by the Commission against Hungary. And I was the Minister of Justice, and I was the Minister of Foreign Affairs and European Affairs, for you to know. So we have a long relationship with Hungary, and we want to maintain it and to uphold it, because, as I mentioned, I'm here as a friend. I've requested many meetings with the Minister of European Affairs, with the Minister of Justice as well. We've exchanged letters and opinions, and I hope I will have the chance to meet him and to exchange, because what is important nowadays is to open the dialogue and to, you know, go back to our core values and to understand why 20 years ago Hungary wanted to join the European Union and celebrate it as a big event. And we want this to stay a very strong family, especially with the challenges that we are facing today. So I will assess, because the most important thing for me is to sit at the negotiating table. You know, I'm not here as a citizen, and I'm convinced that, you know, democracy is based on many pillars, and there are the citizens, the civil societies, that I'm here to support it and to meet. So if I have some important gathering, I will not go on the streets, because this is not maybe my place, so I will assess. Thank you. It is your interpretation.
Yes, hello. I'm Tonia Mastrobuoni from La Repubblica. I have a question for Commissioner Labib and also for Mayor Gergely. I'm sorry, Karácsony. The President of the European Commission has been very criticized by the activist Ursula von der Leyen because she has been very long silent. On the contrary to 2021, when this awful child law, so-called protection law, was decided, she remained silent for months. She remained silent while the law was discussed in Hungary, while it was fixed into the constitution. She remained totally silent. She only tweeted your tweets. And so there is a lot of criticism by the activists. What she did the day before yesterday came too late. It was too little. So I'm asking you, how do you respond to this criticism, to the European Commission? You were even sure to come here, right? Because she was reluctant to send European commissioners here. And so how do you respond to this criticism to Ursula von der Leyen's long and, for some activists, guilty silence? And second, what will the Commission, I mean, we know what the Parliament will do, or some parties will do in the Parliament. What will the European Commission do when, in the base of an unlawful, you said it, law, tomorrow people will be arrested, harassed, or prohibited to go on the streets? Thank you.
So I see you are very pessimistic. I hope that tomorrow people will demonstrate freely on the streets. This is my strong wish, and I hope it will be realized tomorrow. Second, yeah, you know, this morning we have 70 infringement procedures open against Hungary. And a landmark case, which is for the first time in 2022, the Commission, which is bringing one of its member states in front of the Court of Justice, because we think that Hungary is violating our very core values and Article 2 of our treaties and so on. So the Advocate General gave a very clear opinion. We are waiting. Sorry? This law. Yes, but so we are analyzing the laws. It is not under my remit. It is Commissioner for Justice, Rule of Law and Democracy. You know, we have to be strategic sometimes and speak on not the good time. You know, you have to choose your moment. And we don't want to, you know, to interfere neither on national affairs and competences, neither during a procedure which is sensitive and delicate. We have to respect separation of power, which is part of our democracy. And now, you know, when it comes to the civil society, it is their role to be very vocal, and I hope they will stay vocal. They were even vocal against me, but that's good. It is challenging. But, you know, I've been supportive for the LGBTIQ plus community, but not only them, of course, but them particularly. Even when I was Minister of Foreign Affairs, I was financing many NGOs, I will not quote them, but it's their role, the civil society, to be vocal, especially when these human rights are at stake. And it is my role to be here and to defend and to support them.
Kis Balázs a Bliktől. Főpolgármester úr korábban említette az arcfelismerő rendszert. Lehet-e arról valamit tudni, hogy a Pride útvonalára kihelyezett kamerákat
Do we know anything about whether the cameras along the Pride March route will be used for that, or are they against the possible atrocities that could happen? I don't have any information about those. But semi-official information that I have, that such systems, the Hungarian authorities cannot operate. But this is not the main issue. The main issue, the main question is whether there is any legal basis for the citizens participating at a municipal event to be fined. And my view is that there is not such. And with the statements issued full with grammatical errors and the events compared to a music festival at Lake Balaton doesn't really mean anything from the police in relation to a municipal event, because it is not under the jurisdiction of the right of assembly. So basically I'm saying that there is no legal foundation to punish or to fine anyone. And it is quite obvious from the statements of the Prime Minister. And now they are talking only about fining myself or the organizers.
Hello, Lionel Julien from Arte. Question for Mr. Stefaniuta and for Mrs. Labib. Mr. Stefaniuta, are you not a little, as a representative of the President of the Parliament, are you not a little disappointed there is nobody from the EPP in Budapest? Just Liberal, from Renew, Greens, SND, and the left. And for Mrs. Labib, okay, we know we have a lot of tools, Article 7, court, okay, but why? We have heard at the beginning of June the opinion of the Advocate General, and you can, as a commissioner, as a college of the Commission, as the keeper of the treaty, ask emergency measure from the court. You said there is 70 infringement procedure from of Hungary behind the court, in front of the court, but why you don't ask specifically on this law, on the 2021 law? And everybody knows, I remember there was a fight in the European Council 3 years ago between leaders against Orban. We know what there is in this law, and why you don't ask for this law emergency measure for the court. You have the tools, you have the power to do it. Sorry to insist.
So first of all, to address the question, there are actually two EPP MEPs present with us. And I would like to strengthen the message also to the Financial Times question that all 70 MEPs will be marching with the people of Budapest, will make the trip to be with them on the street and to make sure that they are protected. It's a statement that we want to give. We didn't just fly in to see you or to see the mayor, but to be together with the people. And I'm sure the commissioner is seeing the relevant stakeholders, etc. as well. Coming also back to Republica's question, the rule of law mechanism has been strengthened recently, and for in a moment where Hungary doesn't need to lose further funds. Hungary is underperforming in the resilience plans, yeah? On the grants, on the cheap loans. Hungary, unfortunately for its citizens, is underperforming because the government chose so. Because the government chose to give laws that impede on human rights, that the government is targeting NGOs, is targeting minorities. So no, we will not just sit and look at it and see this parade of trampling on rights. And the rule of law mechanism has been strengthened, and we intend to apply it.
When it comes to what you know, I'm not a lawyer, and it's not to me to comment judicial procedure. As you may know, it is my colleague, Michael McGrath, Commissioner for Rule of Law, Justice and Democracy, which is in charge of this. But let's be very clear, the Commission's position on the rule of law in Hungary is clear. We have outlined this on the rule of law report, you know, and the Commission has launched infringement proceedings against Hungary in relation to many things. I will quote it here: the rights of civil society organization, academic freedom, media freedom, the rights of migrant and asylum seekers, and the rights of LGBTQIQ+ people as well, of course, and the functioning of the single markets. So, and at the moment, around 8 billion of EU funds are suspended or not reimbursed to Hungary. So, and the Commission will not hesitate, I can assure you, to take further action if necessary, and we are waiting for the court's decision as well.
Apologies. Thank you very much, Madam Commissioner. As noted previously, the Commissioner will have to leave now. Unfortunately, there's no time to give one-on-one interviews, but her press team will be at your disposal. Thank you very much, Madam Commissioner.
Thank you. This is a question for the mayor as well as for Mate. My name is Mark Lusto. I'm a freelance journalist based here in Budapest. Péter Magyar, the TISA party chairman, has called the Pride ban an example of gumicsont politika, or gumicsont törvény, which is in English a rubber bone law or a smokescreen law meant to gin up outrage and activism. Meanwhile, the government does something else in the shadows while everybody else is distracted. The government does what it really wants to do in the shadows. Do you think that, in fact, this law is an example of gumicsont törvény? And do you think, to step back, that it is an appropriate it is helpful to use that concept, gumicsont törvény, rubber bone law, in general? Is it helpful for activists? Is it a helpful way to talk about this kind of politics?
Én azt gondolom, hogy körülbelül 500 000 magyar ember.
I think that there are about 500,000 Hungarian people. Everyday's life and the rights of these 500,000 people in the community cannot be simply trampled upon by such a law. I expect, and our organization expects from the TISA party and also from Péter Magyar, if they got into this situation, they will will stand by the rights of the LGBTQ people, and they will restore the rights. So if they join our march, we expect from them, when they come into the position, if they can get into the power, they will work for the bettering of the conditions of the members of the LGBTQ community. Luckily, I believe in multicolor and diversity situations. There are parties of this side, that side, and they will respond to this challenge properly. The most important question is not what the politicians or the parties are saying. The key issue is whether people stand by the rights of the other people, and this is what we are going to see tomorrow. My expectation is that whatever the politicians might say, that a very key message will be stated by all the people on the march and supporting the march. This will not be a rubber bone, but this will be a real loud vocal statement.
I wanted to ask the Commissioner, but unfortunately she left. So this is a question now to both Vice President Stefanuca and Gergely Karácsony. Are you satisfied with the steps the Commission has taken this year to protect this year's Budapest Pride?
Well, we wrote letters to the Commission. We were very, very upfront, always keeping in contact with the mayor, etc. And we saw the statement, which I think was very clear from the President of the Commission. I think it is not the moment to draw an evaluation and say they've done their job or not. I think right now is the moment to try to ensure that the participants tomorrow are safe and that they can enjoy their rights and they can declare their love. After, also based on what this government decides to do about the meeting, about the event, we will take appropriate actions in Brussels.
Nincs könnyű helyzetben szerintem
I do not really think that the total European system of institutions is not in an easy situation, that when there is a country joining the EU, then how can we guarantee the rights which were satisfied at the moment of joining, that these commitments will be observed throughout the membership thereafter, after the accession. So the European law has no good adequate responses to education when there is a U-turn made by one of the countries and backtracking. As a city leader, I could give advice how to act. Actually, the EU could provide the funding directly to the municipalities, to the cities, instead of the central government, because then it would be much more efficient spending of that fund.
Thank you very much for the questions, and I would like to thank all of our speakers for their participation and continued support for equality and human rights. And of course, you, members of the press, thank you once again for your presence, questions, and attention. Unfortunately, there will be no time to conduct individual interviews, but our press teams remain at your disposal. And we also look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the Pride March at 2 p.m. at Városháza Park. Thank you very much.
Köszönjük.